Alright, here we are. Notice at the screen we have a green light in two different areas, one right here, indicating that the instrument's ready to use. The reason why I'm making this video is because I turned on 3 GCs this morning, and this is the last GC I turned on, and I'm a little bit suspicious because I'm receiving a green light indicating that the instrument's ready to use. There are no beeping sounds, although why did I turn this GC on last and the instrument's already ready to use, whereas the other two instruments are not ready to use yet? Let's find out. If we go to the instrument diagram right here and we click on Edit Inlet Temperature or Edit Inlet Parameters, you'll notice that right here we have a pressure of 20 psi, a set point pressure, and the actual pressure is 20 psi as well, which is good. Right above that though, the other parameter for the inlet is the heater. Notice that the heater is unchecked and the set point for the heater is 250 degrees C and the actual temperature is 20.5 degrees C. Clearly the instrument is not ready to use. Therefore, once we check this and click apply, we will now notice that the indications which were green before this are now actually red, and there's a warning that says not ready to use. Returning to the instrument diagram, we notice that the temperature is now rising on the inlet, and once that temperature achieves the set point temperature, the instrument will come to equilibrium and you will hear the FID light up by a little popping sound, and the instrument will then be ready to use with the following indications of a green light here and a green light here. I'm going to pause the video and come back when that is the case. Stand by. Welcome back. As you can see, we have achieved the set point temperature on the inlet and the pressures at the set point as well. You might ask yourself, why then is the instrument not ready? At this point, you would proceed over to the detector page and look at the same values, the parameters for the detector. You'll notice that the set point is actually 300 degrees C, and we are at 297, almost 298. The air flows, the hydrogen flow, and the nitrogen gas flow are all good. Once that actual temperature matches the set point temperature, you're going to hear the FID pop. Let's go over to the FID to listen for the pop. Will the detector turn on? That is the big question. If the detector, that was a faint popping noise, but the detector is on. Some detectors are louder than others, and If we go back to the software, now you'll see that we still have a red light. Which means that the system's not ready to use. In this case, what I do is I look at this flame, I uncheck it, I recheck it, and hit apply. Now we have 0.2 picoamps. It's now 35 picoamps, and I hear a faint pop again. If we check the inlet temperature and pressure, those are both fine. At this point, we have to ask ourselves, why is the instrument not at a green light? Let's look at the oven parameters. Alright, this does happen, and what I do at this point, since all the parameters seem to be at their set point, I would advise recycling the power. I'm going to pause and recycle the power, and I will come back to this video. Hello, I am back, and I've now recycled the power, and as you notice, we're on the screen of the inlet and we see both are good. If we go to the detector, we see all the temperatures and flow rates of the gases are up to set point values, and if we exit out of here, we notice that there are green light indications that the instrument's ready to use.